Hey guys, what's going on? Today we are doing another look using the Thirsty palette from Jeffree Star. You guys asked for some blue, so I am giving you blue in the way that I would wear a blue shadow. I have tried time in and time out to make a blue shadow work on my lids, and I just can't make it work. I don't feel comfortable. I feel like Mimi from Drew Carey, and I just don't like it. So this is something that I would wear out. I would never want to share with you guys something that I really wouldn't wear out, and this is definitely something I would. So tropical looking, so summery. I could just see myself rocking this look with a nice glow. I'm so pale right now, but let's just get past that. So this, you guys, took me 13 minutes well explaining in detail to you guys. So this will take you 5 minutes. So easy, and it's one of those looks where people are really gonna say like, hey, what do you have? Of course it's hooded eye friendly. You know me and my heavy hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes, I got you covered. I'm only using mainly 2 shadows on the lid, but I did add a pop of Taste Buds, which really wasn't necessary. I'm using Kumquat and Stroke. They do look more brown and pan, but they do give this like orange that I have on my lid going on, and then just a little bit of Taste Buds because I can't not, because I love it. As far as the lower lash line, we're just using Submerge and Splash, and then a little bit of Quench, and that is really it, you guys. This one is so simple. Please give it a try. I did want to mention I have not been able to get these glitters to work at all. I've tried quite a few times, and I do think that the glitter fallout is just a little bit too heavy for me. Anytime I go into blend, it does kind of fall down, and I'm somebody who really does like to do my foundation before my eyeshadow. It just works better for me. So let me know if you guys have been able to get them to work. It just might be something that I'm not able to use with this palette, and that's fine, but the mattes alone totally make this worth it for me. So I did want to mention that, but if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look right here, go ahead and keep watching. So the first thing we're gonna do is take Parched and just set our entire eyelid with this. I've already primed my lid with my concealer. I don't use any kind of primer just because I think concealer works just as well. And this is just a Kat Von D concealer brush. It's really densely packed, which is why I kind of like it to pack on color. So we're gonna just do that really quickly, not focusing too hard. And then we're gonna go right into Kumquat, which is this color right here. We're just gonna be using these 2 colors on the eyes. Sorry, there's like a truck that's backing up. If you can hear that, might be annoying, but I can't control it. I'm sorry. And then we're just gonna take a Morphe M433, and we're gonna dip right into Kumquat. And this looks like it would be a little more brown in pan, but when it's on the lid, it really does come off more orange, which I really like. So I'm really just gonna focus that first on the lash line, and then I'm gonna kind of build my way up, but not too high, because I want the focus to be on the blue rather than the orange, which is why we're doing kind of a sheer wash on the lid. But most of the pigment is gonna be on the lower lash line, and then I'm just gonna kind of start to feather it in. If you get worried about fallout, although this palette really doesn't have a lot of fallout when it comes to the matte shades, the shimmers are a whole different ball game. Just use a flat brush like a MAC 239 or whatever you have, and really pack it on the lid, and then you can use a blending brush to blend it out. I just prefer to go in with a blending brush because it makes my job easier when it comes to blending. So as I'm packing the pigment on the lid, I'm holding my brush a little tighter and I'm pushing a little harder, but as I go up, I kind of move my hand down to release pressure, and then I also like don't push as hard on my eye, so you get a nice even fade. So I'm just gonna kind of take that up to right there where my actual orbital bone crease is, and again, just keep building it on the lid, and then we're gonna just slowly start to kind of bring it in. Again, I don't want this to be too harsh because too much color for me is not wearable, so we just want like a nice sheer wash of color. And then we're bringing it in. Again, I'm kind of like slowly moving my hand down so there's less pressure, because if you've seen my hooded eyes do's and don'ts, or like what YouTube isn't telling you, I don't like to apply a heavy crease color. It just looks too heavy. And you'll notice every time I dip into the pan, I touch down where I want most of the pigment and then I go in. So I'm bringing this straight in, higher than my normal crease, to kind of build that shape. And then of course you'll just take another fluffy brush and just kind of blend the edges, although like I said, using the blending brush pretty much does the work for me. I forgot, we are gonna use one more shade, Taste Buds, a little bit on the upper lash line, which is like this more peachy shade. And I'm gonna dip that one, Taste Buds, in with Kumquat now to kind of give it some dimension. And that's kind of what I'm gonna really sheerly throw across the lid. So again, like we want most of the darkest pigment, most of the dark pigment, let's speak English, on the outer corner, and then fade it in so there it gets kind of lighter as you go in and makes the inner corner look brighter, because as you can see with my hooded eyes, that's the like most closed off area. And if I apply too much shadow there, it just kind of closes off my eyes, if that makes sense. So that's pretty good there. I'm gonna go right into Stroke, which is this color right here. Again, looks a little more reddish brown, but comes off like a deeper orange. So I'm gonna switch over to a smaller, this was the Morphe M43 that I was using, and this is the MAC 217 on this side. So I can just be a little more precise with Stroke, and I'm just gonna deepen the outer corner. So again, keeping that pigment closest to my lash line, and then I'm just gonna kind of bring it up, like fade it up in a wing shape, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna bring this at all in the inner corner. I'm just kind of defining the outer corner. Once again, going from like darker to lighter, so I don't close off my eye. And then I'm just gonna dip into Kumquat once again after I blended, and just kind of feather that in with the larger, this is just a Wet n Wild brush, just to make sure everything kind of looks cohesive and just looks like a sheer wash of color on the eye, but there's a little bit more darkness on the outer corner. All right, so once you've blended that to where you're comfortable, we're gonna work on the lower lash line. That's honestly it for the upper lash line. I'm starting to water in my outer corner, go figure. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is this LA Girl Ultimate Eye Intense Stay Auto Liner. What a mouthful. And what are you? What is your color, sir? I don't know, but it's like this teal color right here. And I'm just gonna put that in my waterline. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and, sorry if you get grossed out by this, but take that from outer corner to inner corner. It's pretty easy on the eye. I mean, it's not pretty easy. It's really, really easy. It glides right on, just like it says. And before that dries down, I'm just gonna take a pencil brush. This is a ColourPop pencil brush. And first, we're gonna go into Splash, and we're just gonna kind of use that to pull the liner down. And then we'll go in with the other blue color, Submerge. But I just wanna take Splash first to kind of get that like liner set and kind of bring it down a little bit. And it just kind of provides like a nice blend. And I'm not pulling this down too far. I'm pretty much gonna stop right where my waterline stops as well. And then we're gonna dip into Submerge, which is the, I don't wanna say like darker because it's not dark, but you know what I mean, like darker blue shadow. And I'm just gonna kind of take that right over everything just to kind of add some more dimension. And then taking that Morphe M433 that we were using with Kumquat and Taste Buds a little bit, I'm gonna pretty much just dip into Taste Buds, and I'm just gonna kind of run that right along the edges of where the blue stops, just to kind of connect everything together. I don't really wanna mix it with the blue, so I really am trying to stay right under, because I don't wanna create like a funky color shadow. It's just gonna kind of tie everything together. You could do this with Taste Buds or Kumquat. So do you guys have a favorite eye? Because this eye is my favorite and always turns out better than this eye. I don't know what it is, but it's my favorite eye. So that is really it. All we have left to do is the inner corner. I'm just gonna highlight the inner corner and then I'll show you what we do with Quench, which is this yellow shade right here. This isn't necessary, I just thought it was kind of a neat little addition. So first I'm gonna take the Lottie London Shimmer Squad palette. I am obsessed with this palette by far, like so impressed. Like use it pretty much every time I do my makeup. So I'm gonna go into the Queen Bee, which is my favorite shade, and then a little bit of Troublemaker, and I'm gonna put that right in my like tear duct area, and I'm really gonna bring that up to kind of open the eyes even more and just like add a little something. And then I'm gonna dip into Quench, the yellow, and I'm just kind of putting a little bit on my pencil brush, and then I'm laying that right over to kind of give it like a pink. That is not pink. Hello, we went to school a long time ago. A yellow tone, just like that. I wish I didn't add so much in that inner corner, but you know, life happens. And then I'm just gonna blend it out so it looks seamless. I'm just curious to see how long I've been, I have literally been filming for only 13 minutes, which is super fast, and we are literally done with the eyeshadow. So all I'm gonna do is apply a black liner to my inner waterline on the top, and then I'm going to apply false lashes, a coat of mascara, and just a little bit of liquid liner on the inner corner to connect, because these lashes kind of like require that. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll meet you right back here. I threw on a jean jacket to kind of complete the look, but this is what everything is looking like. I am loving how this looks. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little afraid when I was going through this that I wasn't gonna like the blue, but this is exactly how I would do color. Like I said in the beginning, blue shadow just automatically brings my mind to Drew Carey, Mimi, especially because I have hooded eyes and I have to bring the shadow up so high. So this is exactly how I would do it. Tone down the lid and then just really emphasize that lower lash line color. So I hope this was helpful to some of you. All of the rest of my details will be below as far as like bronzer, blush, foundation. I'm not wearing like my favorite foundation today. I'm just so pale. I'm going on vacation next week and I'm like holding out self-tanning until then, but I think this look would look even better if I had a nice glow. I think I would love it even more. So yeah, thanks so much for spending some time with me. If you guys have any questions, as always, please leave them below. I hope this was helpful to some of you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.